Okay, so we just had JJ Rosa, and she just performed her sticky session, Cry Out. JJ!
Hello!
How are ya?
I am good. Thank you very much for having me.
No worries.
It's been a really good day, even though it's been a bit chilly outside.
I know, it's freezing today, right?
I know, very cold.
Hence being inside.
I know.
But we've got pizza to enjoy later.
That's true, and me dressing appropriately, obviously, for winter conditions.
Always.
Always.
So about the track,
Yes.
Cry Out, so how did that come about? What's the... Because it's got quite a sort of sad thing. I mean, it's sort of an uplifting track in a way, but it's got that melancholy...
Yeah, I wrote the song originally because I wanted it as a way... It's one that people can relate to. Sometimes you find it's hard to have your voice heard. And mainly, being in the music industry, sometimes it can be quite difficult to feel like, you want your opinions and your creative visual being understood or heard. And sometimes it feels like you can be crying out and no one's maybe hearing it. And it's a bit of... Sometimes it can be a battle. It's a healthy battle because it makes you stronger, but... That was where that song stemmed from, but it can apply to anyone.
So was that something you wrote on your own?
It was something that myself, but also Jimmy and the drummer of the band, we kind of did together, bounced ideas off, something that we both understood in our own different ways, and we kind of evolved it from there. And it also... Yeah, and it does reflect on generally what I would say a lot of people could deal with throughout life. Sometimes,
no, absolutely. No, definitely. I think with stuff like that, I mean, that's the point of doing it, isn't it? You're sort of trying to get it out there.
You're
like, oh, this is doing my head in. I'm like, can't you hear what I'm saying type sort of thing. Yeah. But it comes across, but what I like about it is it's not like throwing it down your throat. It's not like you're there sort of on your soapbox.
Yeah. No, not quite. No, I mean, even though we do say cry out quite a lot. Like before you were like, hey, it's a song called Cry Out by any chance?
Well, no,
By the time you get to it, it's like, But having said that, it kind of, like you're saying, it's a message that subtle enough to not be tedious or over-egging the bacon. That's not a saying in any way.
Over-egging the bacon. I love over-egging the bacon.
I know, over-egging the cake.
Over-egging the cake. There we go.
I knew it. I knew I was on the right road somewhere with that saying, but completely detoed.
But I think, because your influences, I mean, what would you say are your influences with that sort of style of writing? Because you have your own style, it's very unique compared to that sort of maybe classic singer-songwriter type of thing. Yeah. So where does that come from? What's your influences?
Well, I've always been brought up listening to soul and Motown, so melodies were always a huge part. Like Motown, obviously, were very rhythmic, but very melodically, like, they were just incredible melodies. So I've always been a real melody person, and obviously lyrics are very important. And that, I would say, songwriting-wise, I would say that's probably one of the strongest influences I've had. And then musically, I think, it evolves over time. When you kind of go through your teenage kind of obsessions of what your favourite thing is at that time. And I did that, from Hendrix. My dad was into like Led Zeppelin, and that was the slightly more rockier side, which is why I picked up an electric guitar, which was great. And when I look back now, I think, actually, if my dad hadn't been into that, would I have been that tuned in? I don't know. And then I also, evolved into liking Prince but even that, I actually really like a lot of kind of, one of my first albums I bought was Lauryn Hill, X Factor. Okay. And so I'm also into quite a lot of R&B soul. As well. Hip hop. I like a lot of music. But I do.
They're like the main sort of thing. Well, it really comes through with your writing and with the tracks as well, which is great. And it sets it in its own sort of lane. Yeah. It's fantastic.
Hope so. That's the idea, isn't it?
That's the plan.
It's hard. Music is hard to I've never sat down and gone, oh my God, how do I make myself really individual? Sure. I've never done that.
And what do you find hard about it? What do you think's hard about it?
I guess because people like to pigeonhole. So straight away you're up against that, okay, who can we compare to? Down to when your biog's written, it's like straight away people want to go, like I've had Amy Hendrix before, or like Jimmy Winehouse, or I've had like all these things. I think it's amazing. I think it's absolutely amazing that people maybe put a little bit of, they kind of relate to that person and they find it easier to go, oh, you're a bit like that. I do get why people do it. I guess I guess what you want to do as an artist is eventually become that in your own right.
Absolutely.
I think. Even though those people I just mentioned are flipping are like just.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad to be compared to those sort of artists, but
no, I know.
But at the same time, I completely understand what you're doing. It's difficult when you're trying to set your own, you know, your own sound and your own sort of thing, and you're being pigeonholed in that way.
Yeah, that's it.
But it sounded fantastic.
Thank you.
It sounded really cool.
Oh, good. No,
so,
I'm pleased.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing more.
Yeah, so
without a doubt. Well, thanks a lot for coming down.
Thank you very much,
Lovely
Jake.
to see you again.
And you too as well.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
All right. JJ Rosa.